Hello, Virgo. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Gilded Tarot Royale by Chiro Marchetti, text by Barbara Moore. At the bottom, there's a website, llewellyn.com. There's also some other social media links. Feel free to check those out if you would so like. Supportive Oracle Cards, Energy Oracle Cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. Websites are, let's see, we got heyhouseradio.com next to Sandra's picture there. And in the book here, we have a couple others. Heyhouse Radio or heyhouse.com websites. Feel free to freeze frame and check those out if you so desire. Okay. What do we have for Virgo? This is interesting. Yeah, you got successes coming out. It's weird. There is success here. It's like success is all around it. The thing is, even though there's a lot, everything else is good here. Like everything else. It's just this one card showing up, which is the Ten of Swords. Something isn't right in the situation. But out of this situation, you're going to get what you actually need. Okay. There's this opportunity that's looming around you, and I feel like you're avoiding it. It came in too fast. My eye is itching like crazy all of a sudden. Something came in way too fast. Came in way too fast, and I feel like you didn't trust it because of that. The same thing that came in way too fast is also coming in with this Ace of Pentacles, which is very interesting and I would say contradictory. Ace of Pentacles, I don't think of like something just showing up out of nowhere, which makes me feel like whatever this opportunity is, it does have a stable background. It's just your connection to it may have came into nowhere, came out of nowhere. There's a possibility here for you. I don't see you liking it at first, though. It makes you uncomfortable. You know what you know. You do what you do. You have structure. You have certain things going a certain way. You don't make random decisions. That's not really your style. That's not usually Virgo anyway. You know, it's just normal Virgo energy. The way it came in, you don't trust it. You're like, here today, gone tomorrow. If it shows up fast, it'll disappear fast, and I don't want that. The thing is, even though all this is going on and you don't like how it's showing up, it is something you truly want. Which is, I feel like this is the contradictory part. I'd like to believe in it, but the way it's showing up, I don't feel like I can. There's a lot of value around. You got like the Six of Wands, the Cornucopia. There was another one here. Oh, the Chariot's showing up, but there's... Oh. Did I show this? The Ten of Pentacles. You got some good cards showing up here, but I feel like you're not engaging in it because you're like, I don't like the way it's showing up. I don't trust it. Which I feel like makes sense. I feel like that makes sense. Am I missing something with this? Is there another reason that Virgo doesn't really care for this? You want to believe it's in your favor, but you don't see how it's going to stay. You would love to believe in it, but it's like, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. One of those feelings. Judgment is in your favor here. So how is there a way this can go more to Virgo's liking? Something they can find or research or look at where they can find the truth of this situation? The Tower card is looming here. And then the Nine of Swords. There's a change happening either way. Whatever's showing up quickly is meant to show up quickly for you. You have a change going on around you. It feels like there's a major change. When I'm getting this Ace of Pentacles, it's kind of like this is what you're supposed to hold on to next. This is because things around you are changing. And this is something for you to hold on to and actually move towards. I still feel like it doesn't make you comfortable. Like, I'm kind of like, no, this doesn't look right to me. This isn't what I usually do. This isn't my normal path. This doesn't feel right to me. This doesn't feel right to me. these two cards together. My eye keeps itching, and that's obnoxious. This is something... I feel like I have a pattern in life. I know how life goes. This doesn't fit my pattern. There's a pattern that pattern's about to change. That pattern is about to change. And I feel like that's where the Ten of Swords is coming in with the Hierophant. The pattern is about to change. Something's showing up to take its place. Things are changing very quickly. I don't like how it feels. It's just one of those times where life does this. But I'm also getting the sooner you embrace this change, the sooner you'll start moving back into a more comfortable pattern in life. Because I'm getting whatever's showing up. You also got the Ace of Cups. There's something really good showing up here, but it seems like there's a lot of stress with it. It makes me very nervous. I'm trying to not go towards it. Because if I go towards this thing that's showing up very randomly, or feels very random to me at least, I feel like I'm accepting that something else is going to go away. And maybe that's the bigger piece to this. Maybe either you realize that, or you're subconsciously feeling like if I take that, like if I have 5 spots and they're filled, if I take this other thing on, I have to let go of one of these other things at least. Or maybe you have 5 spots and the thing you want takes up 3 spots. So it's like, I have to give away 3 things if I'm going to take this. And it's like, I don't want to give up what I already have. Something really good coming in. Really coming in fast, though. Which is really uncomfortable. Is it going to end up in your life either way, or do you need to choose it? I'm also wondering about that. The Devil card coming in, and then the Page of Cups. The Devil card, especially because I don't feel like you are comfortable with it and you're like having this difficult time with it, I don't think you're going to be very receptive to letting it come in, whatever it is, but it does seem like it's coming in either way. I feel like other people are helping you move forward. You do seem to have assured success here, which is very interesting to me. But it may look like success on paper. It may not at all feel like it for a while until you embrace it. Well, is there a way for this to go better for Virgo? Because there's a lot of good here. But it's kind of like, I feel like I'm having a hard time making the change. The Hermit upside down, that's your card. You're feeling out of your element. And then you get the Four of Wands. Something, when this new situation comes in, there's no backing out of it. I don't feel like, and maybe it's just the way your life is constructed. When I'm forced into this next arena, I can't get out of it. It's almost like, you know, when if you work at a certain place and they're, you know, for some reason they're reevaluating everybody's role and they're changing everybody's role, which I think that only happened once to me during my life so far, where they just reevaluated everybody's role and they gave everybody different responsibilities, which was really weird and very uncomfortable. It's kind of like that. Like, I don't have a choice. It's kind of like I need to get a paycheck. What I was doing is not viable anymore. And I need a paycheck, so I guess this is what I'm doing. And it's kind of like the new way of things going is actually more beneficial, but it's so hard to let go of the way things used to be that I'm not connecting with it. And even though it's good, I don't feel good about it. I don't enjoy it. I don't like it because it's not right. And I don't like the way it changed. I don't like the way it came in. I don't like the way I felt forced. Oh, this is rough. If this is hitting, I mean, it's a general read, I know that, but if this is hitting and something's coming in really quick, and it's kind of like, even though I'm telling you it's good, you're like, I don't think so, it doesn't feel good. I feel like it's coming forward anyway. And the sooner you're able to accept it and start embracing it in a way that makes you feel good, the sooner life gets better, because I don't feel like there's a way to get back whatever. I think something's leaving, and it's weird to feel that way, because is something leaving? I'm like, because it's not showing really up in the, well, alright, it's showing up later. Maybe I just didn't want to see it. Yeah, something's leaving. Something's leaving, but I feel like it's so mild and quiet right now that I'm not realizing what's leaving. Something is leaving. And because I'm seeing it here later, you have to walk through the adjacent possibilities doors. Whatever was there in the past, there's not. I feel like it's almost like it's like if you were going out into the country and you were renting a cabin or something, and there's only enough food for 2 days. So once that food's used up, nobody's going to replenish it, and it's kind of like I don't have access to get to a store, so I have to find a different way to make food. And maybe there's a gardener nearby and somebody who does stuff. So there's a couple local people who you can get stuff and you can help get stuff from there. But it's a whole different way of like how you normally do stuff. Maybe digging up your own vegetables and getting them out of the ground and like working with other people who hunt and getting meat from them. It's a different way for you to do things. You're like, that's not usually how I do things. That's just not what I'm used to. It may be a very good way. Maybe it's a more healthy way even. But it's like, it's so foreign to me, it doesn't feel right. I don't feel comfortable with it. I'm worried about this, I'm worried about that. Until you walk through that door of possibilities, you're just going to always feel like you lag. And it's like the sooner you embrace it, the sooner this painful time moves on. So if this is hitting, I feel like even though there's a lot of good here, I do feel like it's very uncomfortable. I see you also being very taken care of, like people are looking out for you and making sure you have what you need. I just keep feeling like this isn't, I'm stuck on, I don't want that. I don't want this happening this way. I don't want this to go that way. It just feels very uncomfortable to me. I don't know why I'm rolling them, but we'll go for it. So when things start turning your way is when you stop realizing that you're on the out and you have more control. This is, don't get caught up in the gender, but this is definitely an earth card. Pentacles, what is this? Coins, pentacles, it's all earth. It's kind of like I have to not only, it's not just embracing it in the sense of like acceptance, it's like embracing it like, all right, this is where this is going. No, I have to find pieces of it to own for myself and create it the way I want it created. I have to like start molding this to where I want it to be. So it's kind of like, all right, I can't go to the store and get my food anymore, so I have to like dig it up from the ground or pick it from this and pick it from that. Maybe I have some people around me that hunt and I pay them or do stuff for them, and they give me meat and stuff that I can put into my my cooking. It's kind of like I get that far and it's like, all right, now I have to look at the way I would embrace it and the way I would own it. It's kind of like, all right, so these are the vegetables, these are the meats. Maybe you do have access to certain type of dairy things. All right, this is what I can get. This is what I do have. So how can I, make this work more to my advantage? What type of foods, like what type of flavors do I want? I've discovered a couple herbs that are around here, so I'm going to use these herbs, and I like the flavor of these herbs. So it's kind of like people weren't showing me these herbs, but I know that, after researching, I'm like, oh, this herb makes this flavor, this herb tastes like that, and I'm familiar with that. And I start adding things in, and I start creating things that make sense to me, that I want. That's how I start owning it. Like, this is what I'm given, and once you start looking into it and like, all right, what else is here that I'm not utilizing that I could add into the situation that makes it more comfortable for me? That's where you really start owning it. That's where you really start grasping it, and you start enjoying it again, when it's like, all right, this is how the situation is. I prefer going to the store to get my food. It was a lot much easier. It's a lot better. I thought it was a lot easier. But now that I see these are the vegetables and stuff that I'm going to get, this is the meat I'm going to get, this is the dairy I'm going to be able to get here. Let me see what I can rebalance, and let's see if there's anything here that I haven't noticed. Are there some spices around here that I like? How can I make a dish or two, or how can I learn how to make things the way I like them? And it's going to be a process. It's going to take some time. I don't see you just accepting it overnight. But the more you start looking for things that actually you want, the more you start putting the effort towards it, like, all right, here I am, so how do I make it what I want it? That's when things are going to start to feel as good as they actually are. Did that go on forever or what? So I feel like if this is hitting, it's basically there's a lot of good here. It's not feeling good to you, but they're saying that feeling moves on when you embrace it in the sense of like, all right, let me see what's here. Let me see what I can own. Let me see how I can like change this to where I want it to be based on what I'm going to have going forward. And then the longer you do that, the more you do that, the more it's going to feel like home, the more you're going to feel like things are where you want them to be. The longer you fight it, though, the more you're going to feel like you're on the outside. The more you're going to feel like you lack, the more you're going to feel like there's nothing here. So it's like, it's going to be in steps and pieces, embracing it. It's going to take some time. But when you start like wanting to, or start like, all right, there has to be something here for me. It's kind of like, if I'm thinking about this same analogy I keep using, which is a weird one in my opinion. I can't go to the store anymore, but I can dig up these vegetables. There's this person over here that will sell me meat. There's this person over here that will sell me certain dairy products. So I'm like, all right, well, I like this vegetable. This one's okay. And it's kind of like, well, that meat, I know how to cook this meat, so we can do that. And those dairy things, I don't really like half of it, but the parts that I do, I can get that. Now let me look up online. Let me see what recipes I can actually make. Let me see if there's any herbs or spices in this area that maybe I like or maybe I might like that I could try. It's like it takes some effort. I feel like that's why I keep saying it, because it's like it does take effort, and I feel like I have to keep revisiting it. Kind of like, all right, I didn't like that vegetable. I didn't think I liked that vegetable, but I found a couple different ways to cook it. And with this spice, actually, that vegetable is not that bad. I wouldn't eat it raw, but when I cook it this way, I actually do like it. That type of thing. I feel like that's where we're going with this. I feel like I'm beating the dead horse. Like, are we done? Like, wow. It just keeps going. Anything else? All right, that's the message. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.